God way up in heaven, and he's God down in my soul, and I know God is God. And God won't ever change. See, it's giving all them things about him. Say, he's God when lightning flashes. Yes, he is. He's God when thunder roars. See, there's different methods to him, but it's all God. See, his attributes does not change, but his methods has to change. So if there is something about you and you don't want to change, the worst predicament that you could find yourself in as a Christian is you not wanting to change. You tell me, well, I'm just used to things being like this, and it's just the way it always have been. And, you know, my mama told me, my mama showed me it was like this, and my granddad and them, they did it like this, and that what kind of stuff. See, you're going to miss God a lot. You're going to miss God a lot. That's what they were doing. They was missing God. They was missing God because of the fact that they just did not want to accept the change. They did not want to make the shift. They were fighting against it. They were fighting against it so to the point that they literally start trying to find ways to find error in Jesus, to find fault in him so that they would not have to conform to what it was that he was saying. God, I love you on this morning. See, that's what happened with people too, is whenever you start presenting change to people about stuff and they don't want to make the changes, what they'll start doing is they'll start looking for stuff wrong with you in order so that they don't have to make the change. They don't have to make the shift. They'll start looking for things to say about you. Well, you know, she didn't do such and such and such and such. I remember 20 years ago when she and such and such, because they don't want to make the necessary adjustments. They're literally fighting the shift that God is trying to make. They're literally battling against that thing, don't want to do what it is that God is wanting them to do. They're fighting against it. And so when they're fighting against it, they'll start coming up with railing accusations against you, start coming up with all types of stuff from the past, and then their mind will even fabricate stuff that is not so to be true because they don't want to make the necessary shifts, because those shifts mean that there is something that's got to change. Well, there is something about us as a people. We get used to things being the way that they are. We are known as creatures of habit. And so because we are creatures of habit and we are creatures of conformity is basically what you could say that it is. We are creatures of conformity. And because we are creatures of conformity and we don't like to change, whenever there is something about us that, that needs to change, then I'm comfortable right here. Don't mess with me. You ever been in the bed and got in a comfortable position, and then all of a sudden you got to get up and do something, whether it's turn the bathroom light off or whether it's turn the fan on or what have you, whatever the case may be, and you fussing because now you got to get out of this comfortable position. I do it all the time. That's why I try to make sure I have everything I need before I get in that bed, so I ain't got to get back up, because I know I'm finna be fussing. If I forgot to get my thing, I'll be fussing because you comfortable, see. And we are people of conformity. We love to sit in a place of comfort. We love to get there. Why? Because we don't like dealing with things. We don't like taking on things head on. We don't like confronting issues. We like to just really coast through things. That's why a lot of us are in a place as to where we can say that we love God, but the thing of it is, our love for God is really being dealt with. God is really checking our love for him. How you know, Pastor Lee? I'm going to tell y'all. I told you I'm going to go in this morning. This is the thing about it. He said to Peter, he says, lovest thou me, Peter? Yeah, Lord, I love you. Peter, lovest thou me? Yes, Lord, I said I love you. Now you're going to keep asking? Say it again. Lovest thou me, Peter? Yes, Lord, my God, you're getting on my nerves now. How many times I got to tell you I love you? You see I'm walking with you. Don't you see I'm walking with you? He said, yeah, you walking with me, but before the rooster crow 3 times, Joker, you going to be sold me out. Before it can crow 3 times. Why? Because, see, you walking with me, but you ain't in you. I'm not a part of you. See, you with me for comfort. Oh, God, help me, please. You with me for the rewards. You're not really with me for the struggle, but you're going to learn the struggle. You're going to see the struggle. See, I need to stop by and tell a couple of y'all so that you understand you cannot escape struggle, okay? You cannot escape situations and circumstances as much as you don't want to. I know you don't like it, but you can't escape it. You're just not going to be able to get out of it. You can't escape it. It's going to be some situations and some circumstances that's going to come. And unfortunately, you just can't escape it. You can't do anything about it. So he's saying to Peter, he says, listen, man, okay, this is where you are. This is the place where you are. You walking with me. How many times did he have to talk to Peter about certain things? Check this out right here. He had to tell Peter. Peter was one of the ones. Please hear what I'm saying to you today. Oh, God, I love you on this morning, man. You're amazing to me. I honor you. Check this out, what he had to do with Peter. Peter was the same one that he would say to him. He says, listen here. Peter, do you love me? I had to ask him that. I had to ask him that 3 times. Peter gets upset about it. Lord, yeah, I love you. I love you, Lord. Peter would be the very one that would turn and walk and go back. Peter backslid back. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Peter backslid back. After Jesus died, Peter did not continue on in that he had. The scripture says there was a brief season as to where Peter backslid back. So if you are not holding on to God, God help me this morning, if you are not holding on to God for the right reasons, then you are subject to go back. If you are not with him for a genuinency, because you want to know him in the pardon of your sins for real. If you're just hanging around for the fact of comfort, then it is you're gonna get in trouble, because just as sure as you get comfortable, the Lord gonna ask you to get up and turn the light off. The Lord gonna ask you to get up and turn the fan on. The Lord gonna have you to get up and somebody gonna knock on the door, and you just got comfortable in your bed, feeling real good. Done got sunk in that particular spot that you love, and now all of a sudden here comes the Lord with something of discomfort. Why? Because I've got to get you out of this place of comfort. I don't need you to be in comfort. I need you to be in conformity. That is the place I need you to be. I need you to conform to my word. I need you to conform to me. I need you to conform to the things that I am trying to birth out of you. I need you to conform to my image. I need you to conform now to my integrity, inform to my character. I need you to come out of comfort. But what we want is comfort. We want comfort. Well, let me tell y'all something this morning about when God will give you comfort. God will give you comfort. He'll give you comfort. I'll give you some times of when God will give you comfort. God will give you comfort when you're in a time of sorrow. He'll give you comfort. He says, behold, I will not leave you comfortless. He will give you comfort. He'll give you comfort. He'll give you comfort. He had to say to Peter, one, about the love issue. Then he had to talk to Peter another time. And he had to say to Peter, he says, listen, Satan has desired to sift you as wheat, boy. He's desiring to sift you as wheat. He said, but I pray for you, that your faith will fail you not. Peter, who are you? Peter sitting there with a full position. Peter wasn't somebody that just went. Peter was someone that was called, somebody that was sent, y'all. You better hear me this morning. Peter didn't just go. Peter was called by God. He was chosen by God. He was one of the ones that the Lord would go by as he was fishing and say, follow me. Follow me. And so he wants Peter to follow him. So Peter was one that had a purpose and a plan. And he says to him, listen, he desires to sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for you that your faith will fail not. I'm talking to you this morning, y'all, out of John chapter 8. In John chapter 8, we've got to get the concept of faith right. We got the concept of faith wrong. In John chapter 8, Jesus said to them, let me give you the right concept of faith. I got to shake the foundation. Let me give it to you again. The right concept of faith. I need to get the right concept of faith. Check this out. John chapter 8 and verse 28. It says this right here. And Jesus said unto them, when you have lifted up the Son of Man, then shall you know I am he. That is the right concept of faith. That is the right concept of faith right now. When you have lifted him up, then you are going to know. Revelation is going to come to you. But what we want is we want to get the revelation and then give the appreciation. No, it don't work like that. You give the appreciation, then you get the revelation. Hear me. You give the appreciation, Father, I appreciate you. I don't know what's going, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how this situation, but Father, I appreciate you. I love you and I am thankful for you, God. He says, when you lift me up, then you're going to get the revelation. But now natural terms, which is how we mostly live our lives, because we live out of our carnal state. We don't live out of our spiritual state. We live out of our carnal state, to be honest with you. That's the reason why we have to be checked on so many different things, because we're doing it out of our flesh, and then we want to become spiritual, after something has taken off. But now the right way, the righteous way for it to be done, he says, lift me up, and then the revelation is going to come to you. Why is it that I got to do so much for you in order to get appreciation? Why can't you just appreciate the fact that I am God? Is it not enough for you to see that I was born of a womb of a virgin and came into the earth? Was it not enough for you to see that and for you to appreciate? Why is there so much more that has to be done? Why are you requiring and demanding so much out of me? Why is it that I've got to just reveal all of this? I've got to show you all of this before you would just give me an actual thanks, before you would just actually give an actual surrender over to me? Why is it that? Why can't you just do it based off of that you know thus far? Why can't you just celebrate or love me based off of that you know thus far? Why does it have to be that I've got to do so much? Why? That's what he's asking. Peter found himself in that situation. Peter with the position. Don't forget it. Peter with the position now. Peter with the position. Peter with the position. Not Peter that signed up for the position, but Peter that was given the position. Why? Because Peter was purpose for the position. I'm going to say it again. Peter with the position. Not Peter that signed up for the position, but Peter that was purpose for the position. I'm going to say it again because it's facts. I can say it again. Peter with the purpose. Okay, Peter had purpose. Peter that was given the position. And it wasn't a position that Peter signed up for, but it was a position that had purpose connected to it. He was purposely given the position. Peter was. So Peter is fishing, going about his everyday life, doing what he do in a natural element of living, survival. Jesus passes by. Come here. Follow me. Don't know where he going. Don't know where he going. All he know was there was a pool to follow. Y'all got to watch that. Whenever you have some brakes being pumped concerning your following, you in trouble. You in trouble. You in trouble. They give a lick of trouble. Got up and followed that man. You know where that man was going. All I know is this man said, follow me. Got up and followed. Because he was positioned for purpose. Purpose was pulling him. He gets up, he follows. And in the process of him following, he then has to go through some things. He has to be dealt with. What had to be dealt with? Peter had to be dealt with. He had to be. No, let me back it up. Let me tell you who had to be dealt with. Cephas, Simon by Jonah, had to be dealt with.